So I'm Andy, and here's a program called The Weaknesses of Those Born on the 4th of April. This is not a program to criticize people. It's a program to help you know the levels of compatibility that you can expect from a person born on the 4th of April. Well, they are born on a day where the planets were extremely rebellious. So they will always show the trend of being very different. The trouble is, some of these planets are negative. So their rebelliousness and their wanting to be different will be in a negative way. It won't help them, rather, it will make themselves put pain upon themselves to make enemies very, very quickly. And this rebelliousness I talk about, it can happen in job, business, it can happen in personal areas of romance and marriage and family. So this person, whether man or woman, born on the 4th of April, is some sort of a genius. But the trouble is the planets make him the wrong kind of genius. So whatever they do seems to be too different. And that's why people don't need the services of those born on the 4th of April, at least for the beginning. And until they can fine tune, until they can see that what they create must sell as well. But they don't care as long as their passion takes them there, just to be different, and of course, just to be number one. That's their main what they want. They have a very large ego, and this large ego is a problem. It comes in the way of negotiations. So, negotiations must be improved, but they would rather not. They would just say, I see things this way, and that's the way I like it, which means that partnerships will break, whether in business, whether in job areas, whether in personal areas, whether even in sport areas. You'll find that sports people born on the 4th of April, on a good day, they can do something unbelievably good. And then for the rest of the period, they get it all very wrong. Firstly, because they rather have no partnership or rather no teamwork. So this teamwork will be missing for the person born on the 4th of April, whether job, business, personal life areas, or even in sport or in anything that needs some kind of compatibility. You have to think very carefully when you meet somebody born on the 4th of April. You need time to understand this person, whether man or woman. You need time. So give it time. What about anger and temper? You'll flow. You'll overcome this person. And there's no way this person can hide because the tendencies are to explode. And this person will explode that way. So, how do you have a good compatibility with somebody who explodes like a volcano? And then after the next day becomes a different person. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So, this is the kind of person. But this person is not a bad person. It's just that the temperament is difficult to control, especially until the age of 35. From the age of 36 onwards, in my experience, those born on the 4th of April will have a better handle over whatever commitments they have. But before that, they'll have ups and downs, which will make them more of a loser rather than a winner. The winning cycles will be very short, the losing cycles will be longer. So, advise this person born on the 4th April that you need teamwork and you need, apart from teamwork, you need to work closely with people, which means you got to respect people. Otherwise, you'll always have making enemies very quickly. You have a very powerful Jupiter. Well, this person has a very powerful Jupiter with a natural tendency to want to dominate and wanting to control. The reasons for this person they will think is the right reason because they may become overprotective. But the bad thing is that they interfere with the independence of other people, whether children, whether the husband, wife, spouse, or whether partners in job or business. And that becomes a problem. They like to take over. During a bad year or a bad period, they will create havoc in a bad way, lose their jobs very fast, have problems with their bosses and hate them, and even business partnerships will go down the drain. So this is a horoscope that can only improve with time. But why wait? I have a 90-minute session, which will just cost you USD $50. Tell this person born on the 4th of April, have a session with Andy so that you understand yourself. The earlier the better. I'll have to look at the palms because palms are very, very special. There are millions and millions born on the 4th of April. Of course, the calendar year will come into play, the time of birth will come into play, but most importantly, the palms will come into play because nobody can have the same palms as long as we live or they live. I'm going to give you some cycles of this person born on the 4th of April. Cycles means periods of time where the positivity will be seen, whether in job, whether in business, whether in finances, whether in romance, whether in personal life, whether happiness. And that would be the ages of 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, or 90 years old. These ages will bring so much possibility of doing extremely well and happiness of meeting the right partnerships, whether job, business, or personal, and the ability to climb the ladder of success the corporate way. So you see, we all have positive cycles like this. And during this 90-minute session, I will show you during the next 9 years what your cycles will be like. Of course, we will also have negative cycles. And the negative cycles of this person born on the 4th April would be the ages of 17, 26, 35, 44, 53, 62, 71, 80, and 89 years old. This would be a very down period, a lot of depression, a lot of happiness, because job, business, financial areas can hit rock bottom. And the personal side can be separation, divorce, or can be an unhappy existence. So you see, we all have cycles. It's important to know during this 90-minute session your next 9 cycles at least. And that's how we will do it. Now, attitudes. Born on the 4th of April has very bad attitudes because the attitudes simply are that they can do it better, so they must come first. And what happens normally is they don't come first because they have done it all wrong. And that's when they feel they're making enemies of all kinds. This can be applied to job, business, or personal areas. Whether the spouse, husband, or wife feel that the other one is an enemy who doesn't show respect for them. They have very strange habits. These people born on the 4th of April. They could dive into alcohol, go big time into it, or into drugs even, because they're basically finding their way. And when they can't find it in a reasonable way of being clear headed, then they do it getting drugs or getting alcohol. And they create a wildness, disaster until the age of 35. I'm not saying that the problems will disappear after 35, but normally they get a better handle on things and they're able to do better. There's a lot of inventiveness in this person born in the 4th of April. This person needs people who are experienced to guide. Otherwise, they will try things themselves, which on paper sound wonderful, but when they put it into practice, it keeps failing because this person is so impulsive, no time for research, and of course, it never works. So they get older, very bitter, very angry. They become very lonely. They become just not have the ability to go along with people in any way. That would be a very sad story. So, in terms of compatibility, when you meet somebody, whether they are man or woman, tell yourself, I have to understand this person very carefully before I make the plunge, whether for business partnership, job partnership, whether in partnerships of sport, or whether, of course, in the emotional side. So you can see what a basket full of problem this person can be. Not that he or she is a bad person. I always blame the horoscope. I never blame people because in the end we are all programs. You, me, and everybody is a program. What I've done is I've learned to read the program, and that's why I do this as a business. Reading the programs of people. They wonder how I know this. Who told you all this about me? Because you're a program. If you have children born on the 4th of April, you definitely will want to have their horoscope done to be able to understand them. Otherwise, you tear your hair off because you just can't find solutions how to keep this person under check. Everything can be done. All you need to do is have a session with me. And all it will cost you is just a little USD $50. Just imagine to know your next 9 years. and to get all this advice. And what about health? I'll give you some hints about the person born on the 4th of April regarding health areas. The allergies are going to be terrible, I'll tell you. The whole life, allergies will come and go. And very unknown or difficult to discover problems will be seen health wise because the planets are there in such a way they will hide these problems. And this person won't care. He doesn't care too much about his health. He'll rather go for his bad habits. But of course, he'll do better when he's older. The other thing I find about 4th April is that the glands, GLANDS, can give a lot of problems. So he should blood test all his glands. One of the glands is the thyroid. One of the other glands for a man is the prostate gland. For the women, it will be the ovaries and the pancreas. These are all glands. And glandular problems will be seen extremely bad with people born on the 4th of April. So all that must be checked early. In this 90-minute session, I will go very deeply into the health area, organ by organ. I will go into that to see whatever catches my eye on the palms. Marks are always shown on the palms. And tell this person that this, in what calendar year, in what age, is going to affect this person. So, what I do is all about early detection before the illness has even starting to wake up to harm you. I will already tell you, make a list, show this list to a doctor, and the doctor will get on with it quickly to check you there. And they'll find it. They'll find it out. So it's early detection that can save all of us this way. Well, that is what I can tell you about the 4th of April. It's a program I've created to let people know that they can learn about compatibility by themselves. The other way would be to contact me for a compatibility checkup. Let's say you meet somebody and I haven't done the program yet of that birthday, and you want to find out whether the chance of meeting that somebody you are in love with, is it going to be a problem, or that you want to do business with? Is it going to be a failure? Or is it going to be any kind of partnership, whether in football or cricket or hockey or whatever? You will be able to learn about that person. And I'll give you all this information in detail. So I'll check your birth date and I'll check the person that you're interested in, and that's called a compatibility check. I'll show you my email later. You can email and ask me the questions you want. I'll give you some information on how to go about it. In the meantime, I've given you this information. On the 4th of April, born in Aries, will be a great, interesting life. You have to be prepared for the journey with this person. And if this person can get the advice from me early, this person will be safe, at least for the next 9 years, because my session is always for your next 9 years. And the cost is always only USD $50. I wish you the best of luck, whoever you are listening to me, whether you are that 4th of April or whether you are that person interested in the 4th of April. In the meantime, good luck. Thank you. Goodbye.